Hey everybody, about a year ago we did a video on how we use solar panels, and at that time we were using the Dokio 320 watt solar panels. They're flexible and they fold up. They're really nice if you need something that's portable and efficient like that, but what we found is those panels didn't really work for us very well because of the rugged environment that we're in, and we have the panels out all the time. If you're only using them occasionally, I think those panels are pretty good, but in the lifestyle that we live out in areas like this in the desert, it didn't really work that well. So what we did was switch over to a rigid panel, and this is the panel that we ended up with. So this is a 100 watt Thunderbolt panel from Harbor Freight, and most of the stores carry them. You can order online. It comes with the cable that you need. The only thing that you need to connect it up to the Jackery, which is what we use for our portable power, we use the Jackery Explorer 1000. Joanne will get a picture of that. And the only thing that additional that you need is you need this plug. So you need this cable and this adapter. And this actually comes with the Jackery. So you should already have this if you have the Jackery. And then you plug these in, and this is just a regular ZAMP connector. It's not a reverse ZAMP connector, so you don't need to worry about reversing the polarity. You just need to connect it up and then plug it straight in here to the input on the Jackery. And you'll see this little blue light come on in a moment. There it goes. And then you can see the input for the solar panels coming up. And right now, this panel is making right at 100 watts. We are in full sun. And the one thing that I really like about this panel is that they don't overstate what the production of the solar power is. We've been using this panel now for about 3 months, and it reliably makes 100 watts in full sun. And the Dokio panels, which were supposed to be 320 watts, when we decided to retire those panels, they were only making about 65 watts in full sun. And it degraded really fast. They never even made 300 watts. They made about 160 watts at their highest, and then they degraded very quickly over time. So I really like this solar panel because it's doing what it says it's going to do. It costs about $100, which is not bad for a solar panel, a rigid solar panel. It's pretty lightweight, and on the back here, it does have these legs, which are actually pretty sturdy, and you can sit it down like this. But that's the only angle that you can put that panel at with the legs. So that doesn't really work for us, especially in the winter time, because you need it at a higher angle. So what we did was we took this chair, which is an old wooden folding chair that we took the seat out of. So it has a good T stand, so it's very, or triangular stand, I mean. So it's very stable. And then we can put this panel at whatever angle we want. So in the early mornings, when I first come out, I have it straight up, just like that. We do get a little bit of wind here, so I'll put a bungee cord, one of these little small bungee cords. I'll put that right around this chair leg like this to secure it, and that way it doesn't blow over. Once I secure it this way with the bungee cord, it's stable. It doesn't blow at all. So I'm going to actually take that off because we don't have very strong wind right now. And I can show you how throughout the day I come out here and I adjust the angle on the panel so that it's getting the maximum production. I also have to turn it a little bit as the sun goes. The sun's really in the south right now, so So right now I am getting 102 watts on the Jackery.
So talk about why you kept the box.
Okay, great question. Why keep the box? This is a great box. It's very sturdy, it's triple walled, and it has a little latch on it right here. And inside the box are this packing material. It goes on either end of the solar panel. And I kept all this because this is a great way to store the panel when we're not using it. And it keeps it from getting scratched up. It keeps it from getting knocked around. You know, we're traveling. We have to put this inside of the camper while we're going down the road. So we store it actually at the foot of our bed. And it takes good care of the panel, because you want to make sure that you take care. These things, they're pretty durable, but you can break them. And as I said, they cost about $100, so you don't have money to throw around. So we kept the box, and it works really well. And the last thing that I want to show, if Joanne can come over here, is on the Jackery. Again, this is the Explorer 1000. They do make a bigger one now. They have a 1500, and then they have one where they actually pack the batteries together. It goes all the way up to 4,000 watts. It's pretty amazing. So this one is the Explorer 1000, and we have it plugged into the rig through the AC connector. So this is an AC adapter. It takes your 30 amp plug down to a regular 15 amp plug, and then I just plug it into the Jackery like that. You can put a surge protector on it, but you don't really need to, because this has a built-in inverter, and it acts as its own surge protector. So if it tries to take too much power, it'll just click off. It has a breaker in it, and then you have to reset it. But you push this little button, this AC button, see the green light come on, and then you'll notice here under output that output goes up to like 270, 300 some odd watts. And what that's doing is that's charging our battery. And the reason that I chose to set it up this way is it gives us a lot of flexibility. What I do is I go into the breaker box, I turn all the breakers off in the system except for the inverter, the main switch and the inverter. And that way it is only charging our batteries. Now what you can do as well is you can turn on the breaker that goes to the plugs in your unit, and then you can plug in a juicer or the television set, or you can charge your computer by just plugging into the AC, just like you were connected to an electrical stand. We don't tend to do that because it's not the most efficient use of the power, because it does have to run through the electrical system in the unit, and it powers up all of the outlets instead of just the one that you want to use. So it's a little bit of a waste of electricity. But for convenience sake, if you're charging your battery anyway and you just want to run the bullet juicer for a minute, it works really well for that. So we'll do that occasionally, but we won't sit down and like watch a television show or something like that. We'll plug the TV directly into the Jackery. We'll take it into the unit and plug the TV directly in there. Okay, so I wanted to show you where our breaker box is and how we turn the breakers off to charge our camper. Patch is trying to escape.
Hey, Patch.
Sit down. Good boy. Okay, so here's our breaker box. It's right by the door. Yours may be in a different place on your camper, but a lot of the time they're right by the door. And we've labeled our breakers according to what they do. The main switch, the air conditioner, GFI. GFI are the outlets. All of the outlets in our rig are GFI. The oven, which is a convection microwave, the refrigerator, the water heater, and the converter. So if you're plugging in like we are to charge the battery, what you want to do is you want to have all of these breakers off, these middle breakers. And all you want on is the main power and the converter. That way there's no power going to these things, right? And it's just the fastest or most efficient way to do this, because otherwise you're getting phantom power drain from these, and you turn all those breakers off and you don't. You just have the main and the converter on. So that charges your battery. Now if you want to plug something into the outlet while you're charging the battery, you can do that. You just turn on the GFI one, and then that breaker is on, and you can do whatever it is you want to do. If for whatever reason you run out of propane and you need to run your refrigerator on the Jackery, you can. It will drain it pretty fast, and you can turn the refrigerator breaker on. But don't recommend doing that unless you absolutely have to. So I'm going to turn the GFI one off, and we're going to leave it at that. Now you can see that our power in the Jackery is down around 36%. That's because I charged the battery this morning. So it is about 12:30 in the afternoon here, and I'm going to now, our batteries are at 100%. I'm going to turn this off so that it's not charging the batteries right now. And this will regain its power all the way up to at least 80, probably all the way up to 100% during the day today. So tonight, when we want to sit down and watch TV, we can do that with no problem. So if you have any questions about the system and the way that we use it, or any comments or any suggestions about something that we could do differently, please let us know. I will put links to all of the equipment here that we purchased. I'll put those links in the comments so you can find it. And you know, this adapter is really important. You want to make sure that you're using a good adapter, not just a little cheap one that you buy at Walmart. Not that Walmart doesn't have good stuff, they do. But the little cheap ones, don't use those. You don't want to fry your system. This is really important. You want to make sure it has this thick gauge cable and that it's a good adapter.
This is also known as a dog bone.
Yes.
And there are various sizes of that, and you will get one depending on whether you have a 50 amp unit or 30 amp.
Right, and we have all the dog bones.
And
we
you
have
can
ones that go step us down to 15 watts and also step us up to 50 watts, because occasionally we go to a campground and all they have is 50 watt electricity. So I recommend that you stock up on those. They're not that expensive, and it's a tool that we definitely use a lot.
So the last thing is, as you can see, there are 3 plugs there. There's the USB, there's actually two of those, and then a quick charge, and then there is a 12 volt adapter there. So there's quite a lot of things that you can use to charge or plug in. And the only noise that this makes is that little fan that goes off occasionally to keep the rig, to keep this unit going, to keep it cool. So the other thing is our batteries, and we're gonna stop here and we're gonna do another video, right Deborah, of where we got the idea to change our batteries.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do that at another time because this is a lot to digest, and we'll reference that video as well. Again, tell us what questions you have, how you do power in your system, and let's all learn from each other. It's a beautiful day here in Arizona, and we are loving the sun, and we are powering our world with solar. Hey everybody, we are back, and just wanted to tell you a little bit more about how we use the Jackery and the solar panel. So we are now charging Joanne's electric bike. Mine has about half a charge, so we'll charge it later. But this is our new electric bikes. This was our Christmas present to ourselves this year. And we're plugged in to the Jackery here with the charger. And it is charging. It pulls around 113 watts. And right now, as you can see on the Jackery, we're pulling in just a little more than 100 watts from our 100 watt solar panel. And so it will take probably about 2 hours for this to charge up. Our rig is fully charged at this point, so this is sort of a toy that we charge when we have enough power to. And today with all this beautiful Arizona sun, we have plenty of power. So we are charging our electric bikes. So pretty much we can do just about everything that we want to do and have a lot of fun with one solar panel and the Jackery Explorer 1000. So I hope that this has been informational for you and it gives you some ideas, and let us know in the comments how you use your solar panels and what you do for power when you're out boondocking like we are now. Okay, so it's the end of the day. It's almost 6 o'clock. The sun is going down. So we have brought the Jackery inside the camper, and now we'll show you how we use it at night so that we can watch TV. So if you look down here, I have plugged in the TV. We have a 40-inch Westinghouse Roku TV. Just bought it at Best Buy, no big deal. We didn't like where the other TV was, so we moved it over to here. And so now I have this plugged into the Jackery down here. All I have to do is push the button. If you look at the display, I don't know if you can get that, you see that it is taking about 21 watts in, it's not on right now. When it's on, it takes about 80 watts. And one of the things that you want to do if you're shopping for a TV to put in your rig is you want to make sure that it's Energy Star. I'm going to find the remote, which is always a challenge in our life. And I'm just going to turn it on. And as you can see, it comes on. This is a Roku TV. The way that we watch TV is actually we have Galaxy S10 phones, both of us do, and we use SmartView, which is a product of Samsung, and it is automatically installed if you have a Galaxy, and it will allow you to talk to your smart TV. You have to have a smart TV so the TV can receive the signal from your phone. But basically what we do is we just use our cell service with unlimited data, and we watch TV by throwing the signal from our phone to the TV set. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this on our phones. Again, we have a Galaxy S10. I know it's not the best phone in the world. It's a little bit old, but it works great for us. So Samsung has developed this app called SmartView. And what you do if you have a Samsung phone is you just pull down so that you get the little lines up here on the top with the apps. You pull down one more time and you get all the apps that Samsung builds into the phone to help you do things with your phone. Bluetooth, mobile hotspot, that sort of thing. One of those apps is this thing called SmartView. And I'm just going to click on SmartView, and it's going to search for my smart TV, the 43-inch Westinghouse Roku TV. And I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to say Start Now. And it's really important, don't touch your phone during this process, otherwise you'll have to do it again. And as you can see, the TV is now communicating with my phone, and you can see my phone screen on the TV. Isn't that cool? And so we have Netflix, we have YouTube, we have Pandora that we can play through the TV. And so what we do is we watch a lot of Netflix. So we just bring up Netflix. Who's watching? I am. And then we start whatever show, Grace and Frankie, and it just starts right up. Okay, I'm going to turn that off because I don't want any copyright stuff, right? So I'm just showing you how it works. That's the way it works on our phone. If you have a different phone other than a Samsung Galaxy, then go look on YouTube. There's different ways to do it with different phones. Not all phones will work this way, but when we shopped for a new phone, we specifically looked for a phone that would do this, because this is something that helps us save. We don't have to use our mobile hotspot. We don't have to have Dish Network. We don't have to have any of those things. We just use our cell phone signal through Verizon and have unlimited data. When we park somewhere, we usually try to make sure we have a place that has a cell signal. We do have a WeBoost system that we can hook up. We are out in the middle of the desert right now. We have a great cell signal. We don't even need the WeBoost. The place where we found the hardest to get a cell signal was in Maine. I don't know, maybe there were like 3 towers in the whole state, but it was hard to get a cell signal there, no matter where we were. But out here in Arizona, really flat, not a lot of mountains, pretty easy to get a cell signal. So, hope you find that valuable, and hope you have a good evening. We are now going to have dinner and watch the sunset. Good night.